the recording, so now I have to start recording from scratch. Ah! Okay, is the stream still on? It'll cut off, I'm sure. It'll have to reboot, probably, and then you'll have a little bit of delay. Okay. So maybe crafting, maybe not. We'll leave that up in the air still at this point. I think that my reasoning behind why I think crafting would be good is it would add sort of an element to this game that we don't have. Because right now all it really is we're walking around this island and we're just getting stuff. Like, we're not going to have any violence. You're not going to have any way of like killing all these people unless maybe you could trap them or trick them somehow into falling off a cliff or something like that. Something small like that. But for the most part, it's going to be pretty plain, which I do know what you're saying. I feel like almost every game in the entire world that's coming out right now has some form of crafting element to it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
There's something inherently wrong with it. It's just...
No, I agree. I think it's cool. I think it's a great mechanic, but I do see what you're saying. It's a little overplayed. But just like Abby was saying, maybe if we could create it in some way to make it really dynamic and more puzzle focused crafting versus just I got this piece and that piece, and now I right click on one and drag it over the other, and it combines into a meta piece of some form. I think that if we could incorporate some form of puzzle-like strategy, I think that'd be cool. If we want to go with crafting. So, all right, yeah. So let's say we're starting on the beach. What are the things we gotta find to build a fake raft, right? What do we need? What do we need? We need rope, right?
Other than it's like getting trees and strapping them together, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll put remnants. I'll put crash remnants.
So make it something that's not so obvious that, hey, this is going to be a raft. You know?
I don't think it's spelled remnants right, but I think there's an E in there. Alright, so we have crash remnants. What else? What else could you think of that would be something we need to go from this little island to this big island because we see this giant structure in the air that we think might some way help us get off this island. What else do we need to get to this bigger island from this little island we have here? Let's pretend there's like
sail,
okay.
Some way always going towards that island.
Ability to power boat. Yeah, so whether it's wind powered or you could find some form of motor or create a motor or maybe build like an oar, right? Like you could do something like that. But I was gonna say, with the whole idea of making it feel really open worldy and free roam, I was thinking that we could do something like we'll have some form of enemies in the water, all throughout the water, maybe sharks or alligators or something. But I was thinking we should add some kind of swimming. What's that? Well, here's the thing, though, is I want us to be able to, if you're ballsy enough, you can cross that right there. You don't need to build a boat. It's going to be really hard if you don't build a boat. But maybe you can see the patterns that they're swimming in, and you can wait for just an opportune moment, and then you can haul ass through there. Or maybe you can get through there, but only like a pinch of your life left, to where it might not be the best idea, right? But I think that would add a little bit more of an open world feeling to it if you didn't make it so they had to get a boat before crossing the water. Because I think that we should allow our character to swim. I was thinking that won't be that hard to implement. All we'll have to do is create some form of filter for the camera to where if you go below where our water level will be, it won't actually be water, right? It's going to be a flat texture. I think that we talked a little bit about water in here previously. It's going to be like a flat texture. And once you go under that, we'll take the camera and we'll just put a little blue filter on it and make it look like we're underwater, and then we're going to have to turn off the gravity of our character so he can fly, reduce his speed down by a whole lot, and then give him a swimming animation. So it just looks like he's swimming throughout the water. And then once he gets past that water level, he won't be able, gravity will turn back on, and it'll just be toggling on and off as you're bouncing in between being underwater. So I think swimming will be something we'll definitely implement into this game. You know, we can have like pools or something, like lagoons that you can go into. I don't even know why I just drew that. But you see what I'm saying? I think that'd be a good, interesting mechanic. And like we were saying, I think once you can go to the edge of the world, but once you get there, it's just going to get really foggy. no matter where you go, it'll get really foggy, and you'll hit an invisible wall, but it won't look like an invisible wall because you won't be able to see anything around you.
Yeah, I mean, you could just have it like just water and like infinitely, and like if you go out too far, you just stop getting further from the island.
Yeah, you're gonna hit an invisible wall at some point, but I think that at that point you'll be covered in. You'll just that's where like we'll have this fake fog, right? It'll just be a giant particle effect that's going around you.
What you do is have like that same thing, but instead of an invisible wall, just something that flips your character around. So you start to
Yeah,
act
you
for
could.
it.
I think maybe you could have it so that the character's vision, or if it's first person, or just the vision of the camera.
Oh, we decided we're gonna have it first and third. We're gonna have the optional change between. But
Just have the camera, when you start to dim, like you're getting tired, you can't continue this
oh yeah, we can do that. Sort of fogging them around the outsides.
swimming or just sailing or whatever is out of the distance.
Or we could have a giant Sharknado chilling on all areas. If you get out there, just bam, easy, you're dead. Game over. Maybe not Sharknado, but you know, something like that. Okay, so that makes sense. That's good. I think that would be a good mechanic that we can incorporate. So what are the things you think we'll need to find on this little first island, though, to build a boat to get across? Maybe you can build some kind of structure, and then maybe you can find the shortest distance and build a little zip line mechanic to go across. I don't know how you do that, but you know, it seems like that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think would be a good way?
I mean, you could have it as simple as a couple of logs and a flat stake to kind of know where
You could. What's the most extravagant thing you could think of?
What do you get a glider? Like there's a mountain on it?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Building a glider, and you could use parts of the plane, right? If you, and that could be cool, man. Maybe we could have a few different islands and a few different presets of the game, right? To where you loaded in this time, and you started here, right? And you came off a plane crash, and now you have like plane tools you can get that you can use these plane tools to help you build some type of flying machine or sort of something like that. Versus you wind up on a beach with a bunch of shipwreck all around you, so you can use that shipwreck to help construct a boat to get across. I think that's a good idea, for sure. So, I'll just put glider for now. It's kind of big, but we can come back to that. Alright. And for those watching at home, I'm sorry you probably can't see any of this stuff. It's pretty hard to tell what's going on, but just hopefully the sound of my calm, soothing voice will just usher you through. Alright, so let's see here. What else? What about starting? What do you think our character should start off with innately? He wakes up wherever in X, and he has this on him. What do you think? Maybe like, I guess that'll also depend on the time frame though that we're going with, right? So maybe we should actually revert back. Let's think of time frame. What do you guys want to do? Like fantasy, old school fantasy? You guys want to do futuristic?
Well, I was having an idea for the island if we did any like modern or any time in the past, 10 to 20 years, we could have it like an island out in the Pacific and have the island that holds Japanese or American militaries. There was a man with like a burnt out husk of a temporary port or an overgrown airfield. Some reason for there to be a structure.
Okay, that's what you're saying. Some Aboriginal versus some Aboriginal island that people have just been living on.
Yeah, I mean, or it could be one of those. But
Okay.
this is an island.
All right.
You could put it in